Hi everyone! It's time for a life update because your girl got engaged. It's Vlogmas day 10 already, and although I have been uploading every day, I feel like I haven't really been talking to you guys. So today I want this to be a chill conversation and give you some life updates. Watch till the end though, because there is a giveaway as there is every day during Vlogmas. Now grab a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and hang out with me for a life update chit chat session.
Sooner or later it will come.
좋아. I don't even know where to start, but SB and I got engaged, and getting engaged had a big impact on my life. That's common sense, like obviously getting engaged has a big impact on someone's life. Oh, wait a sec, this is something really cool, wait. Aww. Do you guys know The Sam? Even before doing social media, The Sam was one of the brands I was using from the very start when I got into Korean makeup. It's so hard not getting distracted while unboxing. So the reason why the engagement had such a big impact on my life is because now that I'm engaged, obviously I have to tell my parents about SB. I do want my parents to be there when we do the festivities, but my parents and I have some big differences when it comes to life values. That's also the reason why I had never told them about SB before. Let's say it like this, they're pretty conservative and my childhood was pretty strict. So I was pretty nervous about telling them about my relationship. This might be a huge surprise because SB and I have been together for such a long time. I already uploaded a few story times about this recently on my Instagram and on TikTok, and some people were like, man, you're such a bad daughter, like how could you hide something so big from your parents? If I was your parent, I would be heartbroken. Yeah, I kind of get that, but at the same time I just didn't feel comfortable. That doesn't only say something about me, that says something about the circumstances. I'm not trying to blame anyone, but it just says a lot about the circumstances. Anyway, recently I did go to Switzerland because I wanted to tell my parents about getting engaged. You're the first one hearing about the timeline. A few people are confused about the timeline, like on Instagram and TikTok. You're the one who now knows the timeline. It was SB's proposal, then Switzerland, and now I'm back. That's the order. Ooh, this is a cute box. Mamonde. Let's see what's in here. Ooh. Oh, a mirror. Skincare, cool. I told my mom and my dad about SB separately. I wanted to tell my mom first because I felt like my mom is a bit more progressive than my father. And I felt like my mom could possibly show a really unexpectedly positive reaction. Back in the day when I was really young, she was just as strict as my father. But as time went, I feel like she got way more open-minded. And that's what made me feel a bit more comfortable talking to her about it first. This seems to be skincare for acne scars. Cool. I was sitting on the couch with my mom. It was just the two of us. None of my siblings or my father was there. We were just talking about life and catching up, kind of. I don't know if I even can call it catch it up because I barely share anything about my life. Literally can't catch up about my love life and can't catch up about my career. Anyway, she started joking about, isn't it time for you to also find a husband and get some kids? I felt like that was a good timing to tell her about SB. I was like, well, mom, now that you're bringing this topic up, there is actually someone I want to get married to. That was the first time I even told her about being in a relationship. So she kind of nodded and she was like, is he Korean? Like, of course she's gonna ask about that because I've been living in Korea for so long, so the chances are high that he's gonna be Korean. So I said yes, and she was like, okay. She sounded a bit worried, and first I wasn't quite sure how to categorize that worry. Like, is she worried because she doesn't want to be supportive, or what is she worried about? But then she was like, how are we gonna tell your father? Did you think about that? Because she knew that he might not have the very best reaction. And I was like, don't worry about father, like I'll tell him as well. She seemed quite supportive, and I was even able to like joke about SB. She also asked like, can I give him a Turkish name? Just for funsies, you know? And I think that's so cute. We were able to like be silly about it and joke about it. I'm really grateful about that because for the first time in my life, my mom is aware of a relationship that I'm having. That's a first for me. In my 20, how old am I now? The first time in my life, my relationship is not a secret. That's wild. Even after just telling her about SB, it felt like this huge weight was off my shoulders. And then she also started like kind of hinting that she also knows about my social media. Because she was hinting so much, I just told her, oh yeah, by the way, I do social media. But the weird thing is, if she knows my social media, chances are high that she saw videos of me with SB, or she must have seen something. But she herself said that she's never looked at my pages, that only her friends have asked about it. Some of her friends have kids who are into Korea or K-pop. In that case, chances are high that I've been on their For You page or Explore page, so they'd ask their parents and their parents would ask my mom, and that's basically how she figured it out, I think. But it sounds like she didn't look at my videos in detail or anything. She didn't have access to it because I blocked my whole family. I have all my relatives and all my parents' friends blocked that I'm aware of. It shouldn't be that easy for her to look at my stuff, especially because she's not that tech savvy. I do believe that she did not know about SB at that point. She sounded surprised about him, but she did not sound surprised about me doing social media. What's this? A passport case from YouTube. Official YouTube merch. That's cute. When my mom started getting anxious because she had to basically hide this huge thing from my father, she asked me if I could just tell him a bit sooner and not wait until the end of my stay in Switzerland. So I was like, okay. And then we sat down with my father. I told him the same I told to my mom, that there's someone I want to get married to. The reason why I started it that way is because I wanted them to know from the first sentence that it's a serious relationship. There's no way in hell I tell them about a non-serious relationship. And my father's initial reaction was anything but positive, which is quite unfortunate. I kind of had my phone on my lap while I was telling him about SB. I was kind of filming the conversation. I'm not gonna upload that because I have a huge booger hanging out of my nose, but I also feel like it's just too intimate and it's just too vulnerable. It's good for me to have it because I don't like it when I experience something or when someone says things to me and then later on they're like, I never said that. That video is proof for me that that conversation did happen the way it happened. There were a few things my father said that really hurt my feelings, even though I expected them. I don't think he said those things to hurt me. I think he said those things because he genuinely believes them and genuinely thinks that it's for my best. I'm still not fond of those things he said. I kind of feel bad for quoting these things because then people are like, how dare you talk bad about your family publicly? But at the same time, there are people who grew up similarly to me who have a hard time standing up for themselves. So I do kind of want to specify the conversation a little bit so people who grew up in similar circumstances maybe get encouraged by my story to also live the life that they want. So basically the thing that is most important to my father is religion. Like, I don't want to get even into that too much. That's the root of why his reaction was anything but positive. But in the first conversation we had, he said things like a relationship between two people of two different cultures cannot work. He also said he must be smart because he was able to trick you into liking him. Things like that. Like, it just, the whole initial conversation where I told him about SB really frustrated me. I told him I wish you were supportive, and he said I cannot be supportive of a wrongdoing or a mistake. And then we kind of ended that conversation there. My mom told me to just give him some time to let it sink in and that he'll become supportive if we just give him some time. And I'm like, okay, you know, it's up to him. If he supports and respects my decision, then he can be involved in everything. If he to be against it, or if he wants to be not supportive, then he cannot be involved. I felt quite drained after that conversation. Ooh, I got some skincare from Purito in here. Oh yeah, before we ended the conversation, I told my father that he can approach me once he's ready to have a conversation about it, because I felt like the initial conversation wasn't really getting anywhere and I still had like 2 or 3 weeks left in Switzerland. My father was treating me the way he always does, just being his normal self. He wasn't like colder towards me. He didn't like stonewall me or anything. He did not mention SP at all. I was wondering, like, are we gonna talk about it again before I leave, or is this just gonna be a huge elephant in the room? I was a little bit confused because he was treating me like that conversation never happened. But then a few days before my flight back to Korea, oh, I got some flower nose gifts. Flower nose is so cute. Look at this absolutely adorable mirror. 2 days before my flight back to Korea, my father said, okay, let's talk now, I'm ready. So we sat down together in the living room on the couch. My mom joined. First, my father was like, no, I want to talk to my daughter, just the two of us. I kind of gave my mom like, I want you to be here type of eyes. And so my mom was like, no, I'll be quiet. I'll just be here. And I also said, anything you say to me, you can also say to my mom. I just wanted my mom there for emotional support, which is already a good sign that she's so supportive. And then my father started asking about SP. He was like, what kind of person is he? Why are you so sure about him? Is he as sure about you as you are about him? Things like that. So I just told him a bit about SP. I was like, he's a gentleman. He likes reading, he likes movies. I didn't want the dynamic to be like, oh, I'm asking you for permission. I'm not asking you for permission. I'm informing you that I'm engaged. I do not ask for your blessing, because blessing is not something I'm used to. I did not get any blessings for any of my career choices. I didn't ask for blessings for anything in my life. So I'm not gonna ask for a blessing now. All I'm hoping for is that my family will accept and support me the way I am and with the choices I made. I am definitely glad about how the second conversation with him went, though. He seems to realize now that not being supportive of my choice would cause his relationship to me. And I don't think that my father wants to lose his relationship to me, obviously. So yeah, the second conversation was all right, I guess. It was a bit long and a bit draining, but it was all right. When I left Switzerland, I left feeling good about myself. Sorry, I'm like telling the story in the most messy way possible. Anyway, the two biggest secrets of my life are finally not secrets anymore. My parents now know who I am, what I do, who I do, and who I like. I cannot do this conversation in a structured way. I'm happy, okay? I'm not gonna let anything or anyone change that. This is who I am, and if someone is not happy with who I am, I don't care, because this is who I am. As long as I'm happy with who I am, I'm making the right choices. Sorry, I wanted to give a way more full life update, but this ended up all being just about this one conversation. I kind of wanted to talk about a bit more. Enough about me. Before I say bye, here's today's giveaway prize. If you want a chance to win this super cute flower nose blush, just like this video, subscribe, and write a comment regarding your thoughts on this video. The winner will be announced in the next Vlogmas episode already. There's a giveaway in every Vlogmas episode. Now it's time to announce yesterday's giveaway winner. Drumroll please. Fiance 3199, congratulations. Please send an email so we can arrange shipping. Okay, thank you for listening to me ramble, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.